Hi guys, this is Cholera. Welcome to Game 4 of Reach versus Boxer at the OSL Finals in 2002. This is, of course, from my Blast from the Past series, so if you've been watching this all along, this has been an exciting series so far. We've seen unorthodox plays from both players, mainly from Boxer, and I don't think it's actually worked against Reach so far. Reach is up 2-1. Boxer did manage to take last game, but with a fairly orthodox build of Vultures and Tanks and other factory units, Goliaths, against Reach's Dragoon and Carrier Force. In the first two games, Boxer has gone for Medic Marines, which I don't think have benefited him. Meanwhile, Reach in the last game did not go for his early gateway push using Zealots and Dragoons. He instead went for Dark Templar and then for Carriers, which I felt isn't his strong suit against Boxer. In the first two games, he managed to take an early lead because he attacked with Dragoons, and we'll have to see what happens in this game. This map is Neo Forbidden Zone, which is an island map. There are spawns on all four corners, below, and they're all on ramps. Below them are four bases, sort of expansions, I guess, that are not easily protected from the main area. And in the center of the map, there are three more expansions. So we'll have to see how each player adapts here. It being an island map, I expect both of them to go for drops relatively soon. One of them may decide to expand quickly using a dropship or a floating command center. So we'll see if either player decides to do that and how the other player reacts. Boxer, in this series, just not being able to defeat Reach in the first two games. Reach showing his just professional level play against Boxer and fearless play against Boxer, really in many ways, attacking very early in the game. And very confidently. And Boxer not able to harass Reach very well in the first two games that he lost. Last game, the difference was, I felt, those ridges around the main bases. And here, Boxer is building a supply depot in that position that helps the gas mining from the refinery. SCVs can move around it a little more efficiently. And as I was saying, last game, the surrounding ridges around the main bases really helped Boxer a lot because he was able to put a couple of good drops there, tank drops, that managed to slow down Reach a lot. And Reach went early for Carriers and didn't build a lot of ground troops first, which was surprising. And Boxer managed to come out with his tanks and vultures and just push into one of Reach's expansions. And I feel that Boxer really did well doing that, getting his tanks and vultures out and doing a push instead of doing just harasses like he's been doing in the previous parts of the series. And we see both players going for... Well, actually, Boxer hasn't built his barracks yet, so that's interesting. He has a lot of SCVs, so he may be going for a fast expand here. We'll have to see. Reach has gotten his assimilator down too, so he's going for fast tech. We'll see whether he decides. Well, he's probably going to build a robotics facility, I'm guessing. And Boxer is going for a command center. So Boxer going for a fast expand here. That looked like a 14 to command center. And it may work in this map if Reach doesn't scout him out well, because this is an island map. But if Reach does, Boxer could be in big trouble if Reach goes for an early drop, because Boxer is not going to be able to get his starport out and support his command center. He may decide actually to float a factory down. We'll have to see. And Boxer finally putting out his barracks. So that was indeed a 14 command center, probably. And Reach has got a Cybernetics core going. We'll see if he decides to make a Dragoon or not, or it just goes straight to a robotics facility. I assume he won't go Stargate off one base, but you never know. Strange things have happened so far in the series. And Boxer going Ghost was certainly one of them. So Boxer finally getting his gas down. Like I said, he's going to be behind on his tech compared to Reach. We'll see how he deals with it, if he builds some static defenses or builds some ground forces in his main. And Reach is going for that robotics facility there. We'll see if Reach decides to go for a Reaver drop also by getting the support bay. That's a smart decision by Reach, going immediately for the robotics facility, this being an island map. And we'll see what Boxer does. I assume he's going to get his factory down as soon as he gets the gas. Yeah, and Boxer's going down with his barracks too. I wonder if he's doing for scouting or if he's going to land and make some units. He does look like he landed his barracks, so maybe building a marine or something to scout around the map. Reach is almost done with his robotics facility there, and he has built one Dragoon, probably to put into a dropship or just to, I don't know, intercept a very early dropship from Boxer. I'm not sure. And let's see if Reach decides to build that support bay or an observatory. And Boxer is making a marine and he's constructing his factory right now. And some other building, I assume that was another factory. Could have been an armory, I don't know. And Boxer with his first Marine just wandering around, seeing if he can get a scout out and figure out where Reach is. I think on this map you can't scout the main bases from below in the main ground because of the height difference. But he may be able to see a shuttle on the way, so that's probably why he's sending out these Marines. And Boxer now floating up his barracks. I think he's going to bring him back to his main, actually. And Reach actually has a robotic support bay. I'm not sure what he has in that shuttle, that Dragoon, or perhaps a probe just to set up an expansion. I assume he doesn't have a Reaver out yet, because, yeah, and he is dropping 2 probes here. So he's going to do some scouting of his own, 3 probes, and probably setting up an expansion. And Boxer actually has his academy down, so he's going to get early comsats in case Reach decides to go for a DT drop. And also a scout, of course. And Reach is probably going to be building his first Reaver now. And that will be critical to see, how the harassment goes using that Reaver. And I'm not sure if the central bases are actually connected by land to this U-shaped area here. It may actually be an island or 3 islands. I'm not sure. That Marine and the probe passing paths, I'm not sure if the Boxer spotted that. And Boxer's starting his mining here at his expansion. In each of these games, Boxer has actually gotten out his expansion faster than Reach has. Surprising in Protoss vs. Terran. But Reach doesn't seem to be phased by it that much. He's gone for more units, more army, or more tech in all these games so far, even though Boxer has got his expansion up first. And Boxer has 5 Marines to greet this shuttle, actually. Very good play here, but let's see if this Reaver manages to take down all these Marines. The Reaver is taking some hits, but the shuttle can micro the Reaver up if... Yeah, and the shuttle picks up the Reaver, and Boxer is actually going to lose a lot of FCV here, I feel. He doesn't have anything in his main base. He only had those 5 Marines, and wow, I don't know what Boxer can do here. He just has nothing in his base other than SCVs. Now he has a pair of Marines, but that shuttle can easily micro away from these Marines. And Boxer looks like he has stim pack. I heard a stim there, and finally that Reaver goes down, but I think that Reach did get a good harass off. He did get a handful of SCVs there with that 1 Reaver shot. But Boxer actually having that barracks back in his base was very important because he didn't have any turrets, he didn't have a factory in his base, so he needed those Marines. And he did get stim pack for them, I think. The way they shot that down, I heard a sound, I'm pretty sure that was a stim pack. So once again, Boxer going for an academy, and for academy units, stim pack. We'll see if he decides to do a medic Marine drop. That could be possible, who knows. And Reach here with a Dragoon and a Reaver in that shuttle. So if he decides to go for another attack, I'm not sure if Boxer's going to be that ready. He's getting his Citadel on too, so and he's probably getting range upgrade there at the Cybernetics core. So we might be seeing some DTs here. And Reach is moving out here. Oh, that's clever, actually. He's going to try to attack Boxer's expansion on the low ground. And Boxer, I think, only has a tank there defending it. The tank is does have siege mode, though. There's 2 tanks in a bunker. So we'll see what angle Reach decides to go in, and he might be able to be successful if he goes in from the southern angle. But we'll see. Reach is just going around here, trying to find a hole here, and he does see those tanks. I don't think he's going to be able to push in here, especially with that bunker placed there. And with stim packs, I definitely heard it this time, so Boxer going for stim packs again, I love it. Boxer. Reach has an observer there, so he's going to be able to see inside of Boxer's main. I'm not sure if Boxer has an engineering bay yet, actually. That would help in the defense against the shuttle here, but I think Boxer is still hurting a little bit for resources. He's still trying to get all of his SCVs built here, and he's trying to send an SCV out to scout, but Reach's Dragoons now are sort of at that corner where the tanks can't reach, and Reach actually is able to hit that command center with his Reaver, but that tank's going to probably shoo them away here. Yeah, Boxer just has 3 tanks down there, and they're going to be able to defend for now. Reach has built 3 gateways here.